Hello, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're exploring something, well, entirely simple, yet absolutely profoundly life-changing. And that's walking. I mean, we all know how to walk, right? But what if we could transform this completely mundane act into a seriously powerful tool for our mental health? Today, we are unpacking the deeply grounding practice of feel the feet while walking meditation. It's an approach that takes your ordinary, everyday walking and literally turns it into a direct pathway to clarity, calmness, and profound mindfulness. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the autopilot problem. Then, the anchor concept. The 6 steps to practice, navigating challenges, transformative benefits, and finally, daily integration.
Section 1. The autopilot problem. Let's talk about mindless walking.
Walking is so often just a mechanism, right? Just a way to get our bodies from point A to point B. So, let me ask you directly, where is your mind when you walk? Like, were you actually present on your last walk to the car or walking down the hall at work? If we're being honest, most of us are daydreaming. We're worrying about a meeting that hasn't even happened yet, or we're replaying some random conversation from 3 years ago, or, running through an endless mental grocery list. We're physically in motion, but mentally, we are miles and miles away from the ground beneath us. And this brilliantly illustrates the core issue. We've got our physical reality, the body, moving in one specific place and time. But totally disconnected from that is our mental state. The mind is completely occupied with the past or the future. And this massive disconnect between where our body actually is and where our mind is, it creates this subtle, persistent background anxiety. We're literally splitting our energy.
Section 2. The anchor concept. How we bridge that gap.
So how exactly do we bridge the gap between our physical body and our constantly racing mind? Well, the feel the feet while walking meditation is a practice that anchors your attention gently in the direct physical experience of walking. The goal here is to stop the mind from wandering. And listen, it's not about emptying your mind by force. That almost never works anyway. Rather, it's about giving your mind a specific physical job to do. You're taking your awareness and gently, but firmly, placing it right into the sensations of your own 2 feet. I really want to emphasize that word, anchor. The feet serve as the absolute perfect anchor for our attention because of one simple, undeniable fact. They are constantly interacting with the ground, right here and right now. Think about it. Your mind can travel to the future, it can travel to the past, but your feet, they can only ever be in the present moment. By focusing on them, your awareness becomes rooted in your immediate experience, cutting through all that endless mental chatter. Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 3. 6 steps to practice. This is a highly actionable daily routine, so let's really break it down. And I'm going to slow my pacing down intentionally right now just to emulate the calming nature of the meditation itself. First, choose a suitable place. If you're a beginner, just find a quiet room or a peaceful garden where you won't be interrupted. Second, before taking a single step, just stand still. Truly feel your weight, your balance, the pressure of the earth beneath you. Third, begin walking slowly, much slower than usual. Let each step be entirely deliberate. Fourth, place your full attention on your feet. Feel the heel strike, the roll of the foot, the push of the toes. Fifth, truly feel the contact with the earth. Notice the firmness and the texture of the ground that's supporting you. And sixth, simply stay with those physical sensations, step after step. To help you stay deeply connected to that physical experience, you can use these 3 simple words as gentle mental notes. Lifting, moving, touching. As you lift your foot, mentally note lifting. As it moves through the air, note moving. And as it makes contact with the ground, note touching. This is a great trick because it prevents you from merely thinking abstractly about walking and forces you to actually experience the physical stages of every single step. Section 4. Navigating challenges. Let's normalize the hurdles. Now, as perfectly peaceful as all those steps sound, practice is never perfect. As you begin this, you are inevitably going to encounter a few roadblocks. You might feel a bit of boredom, right? Walking slowly can initially seem really repetitive to our highly stimulated brains. You might feel restlessness or this sudden urge to just walk faster. You'll absolutely face frequent distractions. Thoughts about work, family, or chores are just going to pop up out of nowhere. And interestingly enough, you might experience arising emotions. Calmness and joy, sure, but also maybe sudden frustration or sadness. I want you to know all of this is entirely, completely normal. When those distractions or emotions inevitably arise, I want you to remember this. Every return to the feet is a successful moment of mindfulness. Please do not criticize yourself when your mind wanders off to your to-do list.
The magic doesn't happen when you maintain perfect, unbroken focus. No, the magic happens in the exact moment you notice your mind has wandered and you gently bring it back to the feeling of your feet. That noticing, that returning, that is the core muscle training of this entire practice.
Section 5. Transformative benefits. Let's talk about the profound payoff here. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down the way this single, simple physical act holistically improves basically every facet of our well-being. Physically, you actually develop better coordination, and you'll notice a sharp reduction in unnecessary muscular tension. Mentally, it starves that repetitive overthinking of its energy, which leads to vastly improved clarity and concentration. Emotionally, it provides this profound grounding and a massive reduction in anxiety, simply because you are anchoring in the now rather than the what-ifs of the future. And spiritually, it cultivates a deeply peaceful connection with the present moment and the natural world around you.
Without this practice, an unmanaged mind so easily becomes scattered, overwhelmed, and just pulled in a million different directions by psychological time. But with it, we cultivate real stability. We feel centered and we feel present. We're essentially trading a chaotic mental environment for a steady, grounded foundation that helps us regulate our emotions all day long.
Section 6. Daily integration. How we weave this into real life.
So, how do we take everything we've just learned and weave this new tool seamlessly into a busy modern life? The absolute beauty of this meditation is how incredibly accessible it is. If you're a beginner in your very first week, committing to just 5 to 10 minutes a day is absolutely enough to create noticeable benefits. You really don't need an hour. As you move into a month of practice, you might naturally extend it to 15 to 20 minutes. And sure, advanced practitioners might do 30 to 60 minutes, but it all starts with just a few minutes of intentional stepping.
So the crucial point is this. Eventually, you won't even need a dedicated quiet space to do this. You can practice this during literally any ordinary walk. Walking from your car to your office at work, moving from the kitchen to the living room, walking through a busy market, or taking a casual stroll in a park. Any moment you are on your feet becomes an immediate opportunity to step out of your racing mind and back into the stability of the present moment.
We've covered a lot of ground today, both literally and figuratively. You now know how to stop living on autopilot, how to use your feet as an anchor, and how to harness the transformative power of simple, attentive walking. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The very moment you stand up after finishing this explainer, are you ready to take your next step mindfully? Try it. Feel the ground. I promise you, the earth is right there, waiting to support you. Thanks so much for joining me, and enjoy the walk.